Yo, yo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know how many people was up early. Good morning, Frankie and Johnny. I hope you guys had a good time last night, man, over here on the Totally Unrated channel, man. I was listening to a little bit of the replay, man, and it went. It seemed like it went kind of smooth, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? We still celebrating. Kale's over here still bringing you awareness, bringing you some educational pieces. And, I was able to, uh, come across, I was just thinking this morning, man, because at one time, people was back and forth about, R. Kelly sitting down and having that conversation with Gayle King, and you had some people that seemed like that, it helped him, and then you had some people that felt like he shouldn't have said anything. Well, let's just be totally honest with you. From the public point of view and from the public media standpoint, you haven't heard a whole lot from R. Kelly. Besides, when um people heard him speak about, how his information got leaked, the BOP situation dealing with Tasha K. And we're going to get into some of that, here later on. But it was said that the interview helped him. And I noticed how the interview was chopped up and screwed. It was chopped and screwed, and they attached narratives to the different parts of the interview targeting R. Kelly instead of just understanding that this brother was in raw emotion. Not only that, um, Gayle King had the opportunity to spend multiple days with this man just to sit down in front of cameras and flip the script on them. You know what I'm saying? So, this morning, man, what I want you to do if you up early, this is like a news special. So, this is the full interview, no commercials or nothing like that. So this is the full interview. It's about 26 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to listen to this interview. And I may have to run it back and I may pause it at different points, man, because when this was done back in 2019, immediately after the interview was aired, that's when you had the ones going back into the boardrooms, chopping and screwing, and you're having the experts, and they telling you that he's unhinged. When, in all actuality, from the time that this interview aired to right now, the unhinged behavior has been all on social media and throughout some parts of the media too. Especially when you see the excessive amount of fake news on R. Kelly and others. Okay. So, I want you to, you know, don't get in your feelings about it, baby, because let me tell you something. I know that parts of the network uh are feeling it real hard. And they trying real hard. As a matter of fact, I noticed that you have some members of the network commenting on a particular post. We not gonna get into all that. Just know that, you know, your dirty little secrets, they got to come out. No matter how much you try to hide it, no matter how much effort you put in trying to hide it, your dirty little secrets is going to come out. And we're not talking about it coming out in the form of a book or a form of a docu-series, even though those things probably are optional. But we gonna get hey, Frankie and Johnny, make sure you share the live. What we're gonna do is right now we're gonna wait for a few people to get in, man, and smash that like, share the live. It's rated R in the morning.
Police are looking for an associate of R&B singer R.Kelly, Robert Kelly. They say the man broke into Kelly's homes and stole everything inside. Channel 2's Mike Pachenik is live at the Johns Creek Police Department. And Mike, one neighbor says he saw some suspicious behavior there.
Yeah, Jovita, police say that associate was supposed to turn himself into detectives yesterday, but he didn't, so now he's on the run. Investigators say he stole R. Kelly's stuff and sold it off.
I'm at my house right now in Atlanta, where they basically done clean out my whole house. My living room.
Tables, chairs, vases, even this diamond-encrusted hoodie. Just some of what Johns Creek police say was stolen from R&B star R. Kelly's two homes.
Just everything that they could get into the truck during that week, they took.
Captain Chris Byers says a maid hired to clean this mansion reported the ransacking.
Most of the furnishings, televisions, belongings, all were missing from the residence.
This neighbor told us he saw men removing items from the house. He asked us to conceal his identity.
We thought the house was empty and thought that maybe the people we saw were just coming over there working on the house from time to time.
Neighbor Mark Gibson says just last week a truck showed up, and so did police with guns drawn.
So it's very surprising.
Byers says the men told police Kelly associate Alfonso Walker hired them to clear the homes and sell off the stuff room by room.
Yes, one of the indications that he did made was he felt like he was owed some money, and this was his way of getting it back.
Hustle man, nigga. Hustle man, nigga. Hustle man, nigga. Hustle man. 6 months, nigga, that's $250,000. Another 6 months, nigga, $250,000. And that number up, that's $500,000. 6 months, nigga, that's $250,000. 6 months, nigga, that's $250,000. Another 6 months, nigga, $250,000. And that number up, that's $500,000. 6 months, nigga, that's $250,000. Mind on my money, I've been grinding too hard. And my money is the subject, and you're shining too hard. Riding 24s, headed to the brickyard to meet up with my homie. I'ma call my nigga Rob. Anytime I need a pack, he be on his job. Lights out, stressed out, we gon' lose our jobs. Every time we roll up, you know them girls show up. You know the ones, no sector wanna turn up. Power to the green, new money on the scene. Swag on a million, so fresh, so clean. I smoke a lot of records, what's this you trying to sell us? You know the motherfuckers over there gon' be jealous.
Good evening. Are you suffering from delusion? Are you having a hard time trying to talk about R. Kelly? Well, if you are, there is a good chance that you could be dealing with downloadism. Downloadism is a newly congested disease, highly contagious. If you don't know if you're suffering by one, well,
A federal
ask yourself,
recently unsealed.
do you talk too much?
Shows that agents
Maybe are you unhinged on social media?
the U.S. Bureau of
Do you listen to
Prisons
all kinds of weird
who was
debates?
suspect of legally
Are you
accessing
up
Kelly's phone
late,
records,
sleepless
emails
nights?
and visit logs?
Do you
of
find
Kelly
yourself
during his
turning
stay
into a
at the
vampire?
FCC?
Well, if any of those things apply, then you better dot your I's and cross your T's, because there is a good possibility that you are being affected by downloadism. And I have a couple of doctors that will help you.
And when
Stay tuned. Hey, you got your roll on, man. Wake and bake. Do what you need to do. Hey, right now, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the full interview with the brother R. Kelly and uh, this journalist. And we're going to do a little analyzing. I might stop it, but I may end up playing it twice. Again, it's 26 minutes long. So let's listen.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and, and seeing things on the blogs and, I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God. All of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one.
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize, but I apologize in those relationships. At the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The six-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abuse them.
Yeah.
Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife, Kitty Jones, Lisa Van Allen, Lisette Martinez, Geronda Pace, Faith Rogers, Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity, just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14 counts of child pornography after prosecutors in Chicago failed to convince a jury that he was a man seen in a sex tape with a girl as young as 13.
What do you want to say to your fans?
Last month, Kelly was indicted again, this time charged with aggravated criminal sexual abuse of 4 women, including 3 who the charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 70?
No.
Never.
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all the
I'm gonna tell you something.
about you.
What women said about me. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and allow me.
So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You feel that people have maligned your
I
character.
have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. I'm alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I? Well, how stupid would you bring up a R.Kelly with all I've been through in my way past to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. Why, how stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through? Oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Right. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. Robert. You're trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. What? Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
Now we're gonna.
This is not true. This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're gonna destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out.
Let's pause it right there for a second. Everything that this brother has described so far and what you've heard has transpired since he's been incarcerated. From him standing for the truth for himself and letting people know that the status of somebody like him is easy to be targeted by the power of social media. While people mocked this interview and mocked him for speaking his truth, you notice how that this interview was not used in a way to support him, but it was chopped up and screwed up, and different narratives was created for people to continue to doubt this brother's innocence. Hey, that's Big Nip in the background. Smash that like, share the live. It's Rated R in the morning.
Robert, we have to have a conversation. No, I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talking. I can help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R.Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, you sound like you're playing the victim.
I'm just telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional, Robert, I apologize for that.
No,
is because this is the first time I was able to say something. I said nothing.
Still expect people to buy your music? How do you think your music should sit with people?
Absolutely, I think they should. Although a lot of them may not, but like I said, I'm really not fighting for my career. I'm fighting for my rights, and I'm fighting to have a relationship with my kids most of all, more than anything.
He said he was fighting for his rights and fighting for his kids more than anything. And we have demonstrated and brought you information about how this brother's rights was indeed violated.
I want a relationship with my kids because I missed a lot of years of their life. They tough me. I love them.
And they want a relationship with you.
I know that they do. Yeah. I bet my breath on it. You know, but they're pressured, and I get it. They're pressured, so I get it. But I believe that's going to change in due time.
You have daughters. If your daughters called you and said that somebody is doing to them what the allegations are about you, would you be okay with that?
Let me tell you something. I'll be up in that mother, everything up. I had to believe myself, but I would
Yes. If your daughters came to you and said, look, this guy is doing to me what the allegations are against you,
then I would have to arrest myself after I did what I have to do.
You've been very candid that you are a sexual abuse survivor yourself. You talked very candidly. You were molested from the ages of 7 to 13, 14. How do you think that has affected you?
It hasn't affected me at all. I mean, it has affected me in a way, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It affected me in this way. Anything that I've been through, that or any struggles I've had in my past, has affected my music. It has,
Has it affected your behavior?
absolutely not. Because I'm gonna tell you something, I know people that, oh, well, he was abused.
Exactly.
That's why he's doing that. No.
No, the experts will tell you this. Most people who are abusers have been abused, but not all people that have been abused go out and abuse others.
Okay.
And so that's why I asked the question.
Experts say.
That is what the
But they
experts
say
say.
all, did they?
No, they didn't. No,
All right.
no.
Here I stand.
So that's why I'm
I'm
asking
in
you.
not all. I'm in the not all. Okay. But they also didn't say when you're R.Kelly, okay.
Got a little short ad coming through, but I urge you to pay attention because again, they try to make this dude look crazy for speaking his truth, and this wasn't even used at all. But they did create narratives. They did chop and screw it and add narratives on it. Hey, smash that like and share the live. It's rated R in the morning.
And you're famous and your name is ringing 25 million times a day all over the world, okay, of people trying to get money from you, okay? And they're using your past, they're using the past allegations, the past case that you beat to link it on to that, okay? They're using that.
When you say that you need help, do you think you need to go to therapy? Have you been to therapy?
Absolutely. At this point, I'm definitely talking about that.
About going?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it seems like, some could say you might seem out of touch to a lot of people.
What do you mean?
I mean, your perception of the charges against you. I know it's your side and it's your story, but you have a different perception that most of the world has about you.
No, I have a truth. People have perception.
People have the perception.
I have truth.
Do you think you're invincible?
Oh, absolutely not. I just think I'm human.
We have much more of our interview with R.Kelly addressing his current relationship with two young women. 23-year-old Joycelyn Savage and 21-year-old Azriel Clary live with him at a Chicago home. Their parents believe that the 52-year-old R&B singer has brainwashed their daughters. The Clary's attorney released a statement calling Kelly a liar, manipulator, and sociopath. Later this morning.
Now, she released Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? No, you can't. Mic check 1 2. Can y'all hear me? So, before I cut it out there for a second, that was a statement from Michael Avenatti, which again, these people seem to have a connection. Listen, it ain't no need in sitting here trying to sugarcoat this shit any longer. Ain't no need in trying to sugarcoat it. Gayle King knows Michael Avenatti, been in the circle with Michael Avenatti, all of that. So she knows this man. How much of all this shit was a scheme? Well, that's up to the individual to think about. I'm not here to accuse anybody, but my eyes have seen in enough to know that we are in one of the biggest entertainment scandals of all time. So the experts didn't tell you about the unhinged behavior through the media and on social media, huh? But they was able to scope out one man, all because he got emotional about speaking his truth. They put him under a microscope and said that he was unhinged. If you're just now getting here, I just want to let you know that no paperwork is needed. We're still using our common sense. And see, in the court of public opinion, you've had people running with the narratives that has, talked about R. Kelly in such a negative way, and don't even know that they definitely listen. This is what I want people to make sense right quick this morning. How, you know what I'm saying? How was it that R. Kelly was uh, uh, being charged with 21 counts back in the day? They dropped 7. He ended up being acquitted on 14 accounts. That was more charges back then than this time. So it's simple to say that it's a jurisdiction, it's a law situation, it's a government issue without even going into paperwork. It is an issue. And while you've had people, many people try to taint your thoughts and taint your souls with this negative information, it's just really weird to know how something that was supposed to have been in help for R. Kelly was never used. And I'm going to give you a good prime example. Hey, pay attention, learn something.
Women who live with R. Kelly are defending him and their relationship with him in the strongest terms. 21-year-old Azriel Clary and 23-year-old Joycelyn Savage told us they love Kelly, while their families claim he has brainwashed them.
In an interview you'll see only on CBS this morning, the two women told us there is nothing inappropriate about their arrangement with the 52-year-old singer. What is your relationship, both of you, with R. Kelly?
We're with him. That's our relationship.
We're with him. Yeah,
we
that's what it
him,
is.
And we're in a relationship with him.
Right.
You just said it.
A very strong relationship as well.
Both of you?
Yes, most definitely.
You know, how do we say this without being inappropriate? Is this a three-way relationship, or do you each have a separate relationship with him? How does this work?
Well, both
I'm
of
curious.
those.
Yeah.
We both have our individual relationships with him, and we all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about Azriel going to movies and sitting watching, going to parks. I'm talking about, is it a three-way sexual relationship?
Sexually? Well, first of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life.
Okay.
And I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't, but
okay, then.
No, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's not a different circumstance. There are people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends.
We'll get more on that here in a
different.
moment. Let's get back to this interview right here. I just wanted you to get a little glimpse of where I'm going with it, because, they try to say that R. Kelly coached that girl to respond to Gayle King the way that she was responding to her. Well, we're re-examining this. We are re-examining these things in real time this time. And that right there looks like a natural response to Gayle King. So all the ones who pump the narratives about her being coached what to say in response to Gayle King, you can miss me with the bullshit. Good morning. Welcome. It's Rated R in the morning.
Later this morning, Savage's parents plan to hold a news conference addressing our interview. But here's what Kelly told us about the two young women. What is your relationship with them?
I love them, and it's like they're my girlfriends. It's like, you know, we have a relationship. It's real. And I know guys, like, I've known guys all my life that have 5 or 6 women. Okay, so don't go there on me, okay, because that's the truth.
The fact that they're much younger than you.
I don't look at much younger than me. I just look at legal. I just look at you're you, I'm me. Now, I don't know if you're married. I don't know. I don't know if you had a relationship. I don't know what you know, I don't know. But one might be older than the other. One might be younger than the other. Okay? So I just look at legal. Okay? There are older men that like younger women. There are younger women that like older men.
Are you an older man that likes younger women?
I'm an older man that loves all women.
Okay. Kelly says he met Joycelyn Savage after her father brought her to one of his concerts when she was 19.
I didn't go looking for a Joycelyn Savage. I was doing my show. He brought her and asked a friend of mine to put her on the stage with R.Kelly. Make sure she's on the stage.
R.Kelly also met Kelly at one of his concerts. Her parents say Kelly pulled the then 17-year-old on stage back in 2015. They say they had hoped that she would become Kelly's musical protege. R.Kelly, what is your relationship with her?
Right now, I'm seeing her.
You were seeing her?
Yeah, she's 21. I'm seeing her.
She's 21.
Yeah.
But did you start seeing her at 17?
Absolutely not.
Did you have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Although her parents wanted me to.
No, her parents claim they have text messages that showed that you had sex with her when she was 17.
Claim.
So you're saying you did not have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not.
You are with 2 women right now. You love them. They say they love you. What kind of love is it that keeps these young women away from their families? Their families are saying, I'm talking right now about Joycelyn.
Because you know, I'm going to answer your question.
What kind of love is that?
What kind of father? What kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
Who did that?
How come it was okay for me to see them until they wasn't getting no money from it? Why would you take your daughter? If I was going to take my daughter and she's 19 years old to a 49-year-old icon, whatever, celebrity or R.Kelly concert or whoever it is, I'm not going to put her on the stage and leave her. I'm going to take her to the concert. Their father is more into my music and know about my music than they do.
You're saying that the parents handed their daughters, Azriel and Joycelyn, over to you? Is that what you're saying, Josh?
Absolutely. Are the cameras still going? Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. I know you're suggesting that.
So all in what you're seeing is a narrative being built up through the media when it comes down to R. Kelly as he is speaking his truth during this interview. Now, not only did Gayle King sit down with him, she sat down with the 2 young ladies too, Joycelyn and Azriel. And at the end of the day, they had a whole different version than what the parents was putting out there. And they told the truth. And somehow this was not used in the court of law. Smash that like and share the live, please. It's rated R in the morning.
Women who live with R. Kelly are defending him and their relationship with him in the strongest terms. 21-year-old Azriel Clary and 23-year-old Joycelyn Savage told us they love Kelly, while their families claim he has brainwashed them.
In an interview you'll see only on CBS this morning, the 2 women told us there is nothing inappropriate about their arrangement with the 52-year-old singer. What is your relationship, both of you, with R. Kelly?
We're with him. That's our relationship.
We're with him. Yeah, that's what it is.
And we're in a relationship with him.
Right.
You just said it.
A very strong relationship as well.
Both of you?
Yes, most definitely.
You know, how do we say this without being inappropriate? Is this a 3-way relationship, or do you each have a separate relationship with him? How does this work?
Well, both
I'm
of
curious.
those.
Yeah.
We
Both
both
of
have
us?
our individual relationships with him, and
Right.
we all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about Azrael going to movies and sitting watching, going to parks. I'm talking about is it a three-way sexual relationship?
Sexually, well, first of
between
all,
the
I'm
three
not
of you?
here to talk about my personal life,
Okay.
and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't. But
Okay, then. So,
no,
yeah.
no, you're
Next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not. But this is a very different circumstance.
It's
and
not
I
a
think
different
it's a fair
circumstance. There are
question.
people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends. It's no different.
Do both of you all believe you're in love with him?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Should your
No.
parents be concerned?
No.
Why?
Well, my parents knew where I have always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R.Kelly when she was
No.
17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do sexual videos
Yes.
with R.Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what
Yes.
she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
Your
they're
parents,
scamming.
you're saying the same as saying?
Well,
you're
both of
saying-
our parents. Both of our parents are basically out here. They're trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, you know, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R. Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story
Yeah,
to me
well,
last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative, so he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, oh, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, oh, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child.
Exactly.
Yeah, you sound very angry with your parents. You sound very angry and very pained. Tell me, Azrael, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys are believing it's a facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't see that, you're ignorant and you're stupid as because you want to be. All because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells.
Exactly.
Gossip is what sells. Rumors
Exactly.
are what sells.
Exactly.
But Joycelyn and Azrael, this is more than gossip. This is more than just rumors. These are decades of allegations against Robert Kelly.
We're not here to talk about decades. We're here to talk about what our parents are doing right now.
Right.
And what they're doing right now is all for money.
Right.
Now, both sets of parents deny ever asking Kelly for money or receiving money from him. You know, as I watched as I was talking to them, because I had talked to the father, there are two very different stories. I'm sure Mr. Clary, if he watches this morning, his head will explode because he
Again,
has a
you're
very
gonna
different
hear her
version
playing a
of what
narrative
these young
in there
women are
saying
saying.
that he
And
tried to
his team
stop
had
the
told us that R.
interview,
Kelly would not be in the
which
room after the
seems
interview
to be a
started.
big
He was around the corner
lie.
behind them. They couldn't see him. But at points during the conversation, he would cough very loudly like that. So So they were aware that he was there.
He wanted them to know that he tried to stop the interview backstage a couple times.
Yeah, a couple of times. Laz, who was taking those amazing photos that you've seen, is my makeup artist, who's also a very good photographer.
But he wasn't trying to throw his
R.Kelly
friend
came
under
up to him
the
and said,
bus.
should I stop this interview? Should I stop this interview? He never did.
RatedR in the morning, man. It's a lot of funk in the game. It's a lot of funk in the game.
That the parents sold the daughters to him? He is saying that the parents are in it for the money, is what he's saying. He is saying that both sets of parents brought the daughters to him in hopes that they would work together and that the parents could do a deal with them, that maybe the daughters could work. I mean, he tells a very different story. I talked to Azrael's father the night before the interview. He very much believes that his daughter's been brainwashed. He says his daughter loves to sing, and that's how she got involved with R.Kelly. He says he has text messages that prove they had sex when she was 17. And so, there's all sorts of court cases going on. It really is, Nora, I have to say, a hot mess all the way around on all stuff.
Hot mess all the way around how it was brought out here with the fake news. And the fake news continues. That's the reason why, re-examining some of the things that was put out here through the media, it's a good thing to, put a different set of eyes on it. Because they claim they had experts to tell people that this man was unhinged. But the real unhinged behavior has been happening through the media and social media. As I'm looking right now at this segment where they're doing an analyzation over what they were just talking about in the interview, I noticed that, Gayle, you did this same sit down with another host, and you talked about how you wanted to ask R. Kelly more questions. You wasn't scared or anything. You was afraid that he was actually going to leave. But then you try to say that he tried to stop an interview? Like, y'all been playing with the public's mindset for a long time about this man. Y'all have been playing with the public's mindset with different individuals. And as the fake news continues to pump out there, I know I can't stop it. But I know that this real news y'all put out there too. Hey, y'all not the only ones who know how to analyze. Smash that like and share the live.
On all sides. The two women that Kelly lives with are R.Kelly Clary and Joycelyn Savage. They were in court as he was arraigned on those charges last week. Their parents say they believe the singer has brainwashed them. We asked R.Kelly about allegations that he lured these young women with promises of helping their singing careers. Now, Kelly claims it was Savage's mother who pushed him on the issue.
She started promoting that Joycelyn could sing, and she was a singer. She's trying to be a singer, and when we producer or whatever. I said, well, let her sing. She sang, and she couldn't sing.
But how does it go from she can't sing, you don't think she has the talent that you like, but she ends up being with you, spending time with you, living with you?
When I saw her on stage, nothing about her told me she sing. I don't have it. I can't say, oh, that girl sing. It's because she was beautiful.
Well, we then interviewed R.Kelly Clary and Joycelyn Savage with R.Kelly, who was standing nearby, even though his team had told us he would not be in the room. He entered after the interview began. They told us that their parents are just looking for money, which both sets of parents deny. Do either of you want to sing?
No.
None of you have any singing ambitions?
No. That's a lie. That's another lie. Yeah. That's another lie. Trust me.
Well, obviously, we know government witness number 5 is.
Let me tell you something about singing, actually.
Okay.
Before I even met R.Kelly, I told my parents I did not want to sing. My parents made singing like a job for me. It's not something I wanted to do. Not only that, I even tried to kill myself because I did not want to say yes or cry out for help to tell them this is not what I want to do with my life. This is not how I want to spend my life.
Yeah, your father told me that you've tried to take your life, and that the only thing that made you
Go to that Instagram page. It's a whole different story.
was
Let me tell you something.
to help you.
No.
Neither one of you want to say, what do you want to do in terms of a job or career? Are you happy just doing what you're doing?
Honestly, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I haven't figured out what I want to do with my life, but I know when that time comes, we know Rob is going to support us regardless.
Right. Most definitely. He's our full support, and we still support. And all we need is each other.
The relationship, both of you, with R.Kelly.
We're with him. That's our
We're with
relationship.
him. Yeah, that's what it is.
We're in a relationship with him.
Right.
I just said it.
A very strong relationship as
Well,
well.
have you?
Yes, most definitely.
You know, how do we say this without being inappropriate? Is this a three-way relationship, or do you each have a separate relationship with him? How does this work?
Well, both
I'm
of
curious.
Yeah, we both have our individual relationships with him, and
Right.
we all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about going to movies and sitting watching, going to parks. I'm talking about, is it a three-way sexual relationship?
Sexually, well, first of
Between
all, I'm
the
not
three of you?
here to talk about my personal life,
Okay.
and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't, but
Okay then.
but-
So,
no,
yeah,
no, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right, I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's not
I
a
think
different
it's like a-
circumstance. There are people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends. It's no different.
Do both of you all believe you're in love with him?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Should your parents be concerned?
No.
Why?
Well, my parents,
Sure, little ad getting ready to come through, man. Listen, good morning to everybody, man. Hey, listen, man, this is a full interview, and they sat down with them, and they sat down with Kels, man. This was conducted at the same time. Hey, they tried to shape all kinds of narratives around this daggone interview, man, by chopping and screwing it up. Well, I'm trying to tell you, sometimes you gotta check with another set of eyes. You feel me? Do you feel me knocking? Well, let me in.
knew where I have always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They've stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R.Kelly when she was 17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do sexual videos with R.Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is.
Why wasn't this truth? Why wasn't this involved in R. Kelly's case? Well, I hate to break it down to you guys, but they definitely have pulled one on the public using R. Kelly. And you know, what's really crazy is that while R. Kelly was being accused of trafficking, all of these things, even in a RICO, you know, just find it highly unbelievable to even think of, knowing that that man is a entertainer, songwriter, performer. I mean, how would somebody have that type of damn time to include all of these other criminal things that, and then you got some smart addicts in the background. And anybody can do anything. I mean, I'm just saying you got to have some real dedicated time to pull off the things that he was accused of, that he was ultimately convicted of. That's the reason why it's important to divorce your thoughts, because it's the niggas that's done the damage.
Saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money. And
Your parents, you saying the same thing?
well, both of our parents are basically out here just trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, you know, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R.Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story
Yeah.
to me last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative, so he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, oh, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, oh, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child. Exactly.
Yeah, you sound very angry with your parents. You sound very angry and very pained. Tell me, Angela, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe it's a facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. Like, you can't see that you're ignorant and you're stupid as because you're one to be. All because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells. Gossip is what sells. Rumors are what sells. Exactly.
But Jerusalem and Azrael, this is more than gossip. This is more than just rumors. These are decades of allegations against Robert Kelly.
We're not here to talk about decades. We're here to talk about what our parents are doing right now. Right. And what they're doing right now is all for money. Right.
Now, both sets of parents deny ever asking Kelly for money or receiving money from him. You know, as I watched it, as I was talking.
And we come to realize that that was what? A lie.
I'm sure Mr. Clary, if he watches this morning, his head will explode because he has a very different version of what these young women are saying.
It's been so many different versions because people seem to have been able to write their own narratives up about R. Kelly to be able to create this money flow.
Like that. So they were aware that he was there.
He wanted them to know that he tried to stop the interview backstage a couple
of times. Laz, who was taking those amazing photos that you've seen, is my makeup artist, who's also a very good photographer, as you also see. R. Kelly came up to him and said, should I stop this interview? Should I stop this interview? He never did. So the girls at some point were certainly aware that he was there. And I just wanted to say, as a mother, get your things, let's go. You are 21, you are 23, and he is 52 years old. I know many people believe age is just a number. When you're looking at these young women, they parrot a lot of what he is saying.
It's ugly to watch, but abuse is ugly. And the manipulation that continues and the powerlessness and trying to feel powerful and the blame, it's
a bad situation. I think one day, years from now, everybody will look back on this and just say it's very sad, very tawdry, and just very, very ugly.
Here we are, almost 7 years later.
Websites, and we should post them too, that his ex-wife talked about, where you can look at.
You should be able to use your common sense.
Because you'll find out, hey, I'm in 8 of these 10, and then you realize I need help.
Yeah, no, they do not think they're being abused or manipulated or brainwashed. But again, they're 21 and 23.
Drake Duncan is outside the Cook County Jail in Chicago, where R. Kelly is in custody, with the response from the Clary and the Savage families. Drake, good morning.
Good morning. Azriel and Joycelyn's parents both say that they never received any money from R. Kelly. And as you just heard in that clip, Azriel says that she actually tried to attempt suicide because of her parents pressuring her to sing. Well, CBS News reviewed medical records, and according to those medical records, Azriel told doctors at the time that the suicide attempt was triggered by issues with her then boyfriend. She told them music helped calm her down. And in the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, Clary's parents say it was Azriel who was pushing to become a famous singer and work with Kelly. They claim they told Azriel she could not be alone with Kelly if she worked with him.
I didn't think it was a good fit. I didn't want to have any part of it, but Azriel actually pressed us. She made hundred threats about if we didn't, let her do this, what she would do.
At a news conference yesterday, Joycelyn Savage's parents said they had proof it was Kelly who arranged for Joycelyn to meet him. They said they were disturbed by his interview.
What I saw on TV this morning about his way he acted when he got upset, I can only imagine what he does behind closed doors.
I sit there and I wanted to not just pray for my daughter, but pray for Mr. Kelly to get some type of healing.
Now, about 30 minutes after the news conference, Joycelyn contacted her family for the first time in 2 years. She called their lawyer's office and said that she is happy. Now, a manager for R. Kelly said that he would facilitate an in-person reunion for the Savages as early as next week. Joycelyn's parents also said, though, that they want a mental health expert to be with them. Bianna?
Thank you. Can I say something to Drika? Drika, I'm glad you pointed out about the medical records because Mr. Clary, Azriel's father, told me the exact same thing. The reason why she committed suicide, that she tried to commit suicide, tried to take her own life, was because she had a very messy breakup with her boyfriend. So I'm glad that you have documentation that actually backs up what he is saying.
They said all of these things for people to take it face value when it came down to R. Kelly's situation. Oh, they want to plaster and blast all his shit online. Now they saying that they had medical records reviewed. Why didn't they show them? All of y'all were in cahoots with each other, including some people that used to attend some training that featured Gayle King and featured her friend. You can act like you ain't know nothing about it. You can act like that you innocent. You can act like you're not a part of whatever agenda it has become. But all of you are a part of it. Because, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that R. Kelly didn't commit them crimes that he was accused of. And those is pretty much the same charges from the case that he was acquitted from. And you had a real network, a network effort to convince the people otherwise. Man, shame on every last one of you that are involved.
Superstar not guilty of videotaping himself having sex with a minor. Kelly was charged with 14 counts of child pornography, but jurors acquitted him on every charge.
ABC 7's John Garcia is here for a closer look at the case. John?
Ron, Kathy, there was a lot of debate throughout this case about the identities of the two people seen in the infamous sex tape. Prosecutors say it was R. Kelly and an underage girl. Well, there was testimony about whether the man in the tape has a mole on his back, as the singer does. In the end, however, jurors say they never even talked about the mole or whether it was Kelly on the tape. They say they simply lacked enough evidence to convict. When he left home this morning, R. Kelly had no idea when he'd be back. His fate was in the hands of jurors who could have sent him to prison for years. Instead, tonight, they set him free.
Word for the press, please.
He had a wave to the media and fans waiting for him. His burden lifted after being acquitted on all 14 counts of child pornography. It was a resounding victory for the superstar singer after a 6-year legal odyssey. The jury foreman tonight tells ABC 7's Ravi Baichwal the key to the case, the identity of the alleged underage girl on the videotape.
Was it R.Kelly on the tape? Really was secondary to whether or not we could, beyond a reasonable doubt, assume and confirm that it was the victim that the state said it was.
Jurors say despite the international interest in the case, Kelly's celebrity status had no effect on their decision.
At the end of the day, this is a simple case of there was enough reasonable doubt in the minds of the jurors to produce a not guilty verdict.
Neither Kelly nor the alleged victim testified. Defense attorneys say they were confident about their case, while prosecutors acknowledged they had an uphill battle.
It's a horrific crime, but it also takes the soul of that victim, it takes the heart of that victim, and it places that victim in a place where they may not want to come forward.
It was obvious that the tape was not a crime at all because it wasn't him. And I don't think it was her. You know, I never met her, but I don't think it was her either.
The 41-year-old singer has long denied having a relationship with the girl, who is his goddaughter. And while he made no public comments tonight, a spokesperson read a statement.
At this point, all he wants to do is move forward and try to put it behind him.
Kelly's spokesperson said the singer wanted to be with his family tonight and wind down after an exhausting trial. But he said Kelly does have some thoughts he wants to share with the media, and he plans on doing that very soon. Kathy?
Wow. Literally 10 years apart. Literally. The crazy thing is, you know, they said the man rigged up his trial, paid off people, but you'll come to find out that the alleged person that everybody thought was in the tape testified in front of a grand jury. Her mama, and her daddy. How was that lady able to be brought into the court of law? If the government's supposed to work for us, and she already testified in front of a grand jury saying it wasn't her, how was that evidence brought back into the court of law against Robert Kelly? Not only was it brought back into the court of law, it was fabricated and altered again with added audio. And who supplied it? A janky ass attorney that's incarcerated, that was just trying to defraud the government himself and extort Fortune 500 companies and everything else. It's not hard to talk about R. Kelly. It's not. You know what really burns me up? When I see certain people, you know, who talk about R. Kelly, you know, from bigger platforms, even down to, you know, the regular YouTubers, is they always want to do this separate the art from the man type shit. They want you to separate this, separate that. And I feel like this. I mean, some people may have a little bit of time, but it doesn't take a whole lot of time to really do a little bit of research to know that these people been lying on that man. And when you want to talk about extortion, R. Kelly has been heavily extorted throughout his career and even more since he's been incarcerated. I mean, just look at the fake news. The fake news alone is going to probably get a pass because people are going to consider it as content. And guess what? Content creates dollars. Content equals dollars. You know I'm telling the truth. I'm saying some things that you niggas don't want to say. Because if you really had the love in your heart and respected this man for his work, for his career, you wouldn't have to separate the art from the man. Because it's all in one, my nigga. Some of you niggas kill me with that shit. And most of the ones who be trying to talk that language, separate the art from the man, you probably got skeletons in your motherfucking closet too. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody. But it's time to get to the truth of this whole thing because, ladies and gentlemen, R. Kelly is a brand. He's a human being. But if the brother has been talking about being extorted throughout his career, that's one thing. But to be incarcerated and still get extorted, whew. Shame on you niggas. So stop dancing around the topic, man. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking. Send this to your leader. Send this to Tasha K. Straight up. Because by now, niggas should know what's the play. Now, I'm not in nobody business, but I noticed that Ja Rule just called her out on her bullshit. And all I know is you got people like her and others that are comfortable with stretching and creating narratives that's just not true. Sorry. You should have just put on your damn caption that it's for entertainment only or some shit. Because at the end of the day, why is you playing with real people, real people's lives? Why are you stretching and creating narratives and you know you ain't got no facts to it? You're doing this shit because it creates a revenue for you. And most of y'all out there doing that shit. Y'all not bringing no real news to your platforms like that. Now, some of y'all might be on some government assignments. But the most of y'all is making up this shit. And you're staying up all night long to create the shit. And I mean, what if that's what it means to you to get these views so you can get a check every month? I mean, damn, more power to you, shit. More power to you. More power to you. But it's time to get to the truth of things, man. Because that shit really kills me, man, to see how people, you not separating nobody else. They say Rick James was one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. Y'all ain't scope. Y'all don't get out of here, man. But Rick James was also an outspoken person. I'm gonna tell you another great legendary figure, pioneer in the music. And believe it or not, regardless if y'all don't want to accept what I'm about to say, but one of the founding fathers of singing rap, that belongs to James Brown. All you got to do is study the music. But y'all ain't separating the art from the man. Stop it. Y'all stop with that. Because that right there is what causes your own self-confusion. And it allows you to further push yourself away from any type of forgiveness, any type of true love or respect that you got for somebody. And that even comes down to family, friends, associates, or whatever. So it ain't just like this is just about R. Kelly. I've been told y'all niggas that this shit is more about us than it is him. Because that nigga done met success. He done been successful. 30 plus years, regardless of his circumstances and situations right now of being incarcerated. Yeah, don't get that shit twisted. And I'm gonna tell you another brother that you know I'm thinking about maybe chiming in too, because I find it very interesting that Mystical has been incarcerated and for some reason has not been granted a bond, and he been incarcerated, and and they talking about a trial supposed to be starting on him on next year. So is this the game plan that the government and the media is playing? Because y'all definitely delayed R. Kelly's trial. Dude was locked up mid summer of 2019. Trial didn't even start until daggone it August of 2021. And you still failed. Regardless if this man is convicted and sentenced right now, you ain't proved no RICO on that man. You bended and twisted laws. As a matter of fact, when I run that throwback clip of R. Kelly being acquitted on 14 accounts back in '08, why hasn't a juror been interviewed about their perspective of what made them come to the conclusion that R. Kelly was guilty? See, the media outlets are trying to play that shit real careful, like can't nobody just use their common sense to understand that there's some funk in the game, and y'all done this to capitalize in different ways. So many different ways. So let me put this out there. How much money you think was spent to target and go after R. Kelly versus how much money has been made since he has been incarcerated? Don't worry, I'll wait, because I'm trying to tell you, some of that revenue is happening right out here on social media. Tasha K got a exclusive platform where you can become a member for $12 a month or $144 a year. Well, I know she's a bigger platform, way bigger than some of us. Where if you are paying that much to get entertained or get into the messy shit and stuff like that, well, all you got to do is do some simple math. Y'all niggas is scheming by putting out fake news. And this ain't, again, I ain't into nobody business. Ja Rule was just in down here in Virginia in the Star City last year, and he rocked the place, And let me tell you something. I ain't into nobody business. I just peep what I see. And all I know is he had a few words to Tasha K. Don't be putting out no fake news. Why is y'all doing that? That's not bringing unity in the black community, man. Being messy and bringing that drama and shit. And some of y'all think that shit is cute and think that shit, y'all probably have invested in it now to where it can't even be reversed. But I'd rather for people to, if you're gonna bring that type of content, let it be known that it's for entertainment purposes and it's strictly, comedy type shit. Because at the end of the day, man, y'all gonna cause problems with people's personal lives and shit, and that shit not cool. Regardless if they a public figure or not, that should not still give you the right to just put out narratives on people. Everything that's going on in social media, in the world of social media, is some straight high school shit. For real. I heard people once say that you don't truly ever grow up. I don't know. But a lot of what I scope and what I see really looks like some high school shit. I guess you got to determine what grade you in. Either you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or a senior. Or what you might be a held back. Or you might have went into alternative school. I mean, I ain't trying to, I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100, man. But I don't get it. I don't get how people will allow themselves to feed in to stories and narratives without any supporting evidence, man. None whatsoever. And we come to a point in time where, you can't believe all of the news either. So, I mean, it is what it is. You're going to have to really use your better judgment. And I know that might be kind of hard for some of you. But I think a lot of y'all need to divorce your thoughts on R. Kelly. I see where somebody had made a comment on a post that was made by a channel that brings a lot of information about R. Kelly and perception and things like that. And I noticed ever since, this individual has, been out there, it's always been a target on R. Kelly pertaining to one subject and one subject only. Well, without me truly calling out this individual, I just want to say I see you, boo. But if you haven't gotten the memo, Maybe this right here will help clear everything up of the things that you was bringing out here on people's platforms like mine and others running around here throughout the quote unquote R. Kelly sector. And to anybody else that's in doubt, divorce your thoughts and educate yourself. It's still Saturday morning, baby. I rated R in the morning. Smash that like and share the live.
Artist has the chutzpah to call in a 34-year-old, basically unknown lawyer to come to his defense and take a look at it and represent him. And because you got to remember what we as lawyers do. It's as if they're standing there, but they're talking through us. And to put that kind of faith in me on a world stage, I was honored to do it. And then when I got in it and took a look at it and talked to the witnesses and saw the tape and then saw and truly believed that the state could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt the charges and knew it, I think I had an obligation as a member of the bar to take that case and what Thurgood Marshall say, you do the best you can with what you got. And it turned out that we were pretty successful. To this day, people who weren't sitting there and saw it, who say, look, I saw the tape and all that, didn't see the experts testify that those tapes very well were doctored, that those tapes were very well, the pixels were off and there were moles missing on him that he actually had. They didn't see that evidence. So to say that, I'm just not being truthful when I say it very well could not have been him, and certainly the government couldn't prove that it was him, they certainly didn't sit there and go through it. And that jury came back with a finding of not guilty, that the state did not prove him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And so for all those reasons, I was very interested in that case.
You mentioned the tape. The public, as well as the jury, has some strong opinion regarding the R. Kelly alleged sex tape, which the prosecution thought it was a slam dunk. Some people thought it was a turning point because of the alleged visual evidence. However, it was opposite.
And they used the same tape against this brother again.
That made it. You mentioned...
Where did they do that at, Craig?
The graphic nature of moles, the blips on the videotape just a few minutes ago. What was that turning point?
Well, I'll tell you right now, a couple of things. One, there were problems with the tape. But most importantly here is they never brought in the alleged victim in the case. And she went to, I can say this now, she went to the grand jury and testified, that's not me on the tape. And then her mother went to testify. That's not her on the tape. That's not her. Then her father went to the test. That's not her on the tape. And the government never brought her in to say otherwise, or at least show the jury the girl on the tape versus the girl in person. Never did that. Now, how do you, think about this now?
How do you bring that same woman in years later after she testified to the grand jury?
Our judicial system is based upon
I believe the law
because the
law.
government has all of its resources and
so
power
many
behind
ways.
it, they have to prove one of their citizens guilty beyond a reasonable doubt before you can take their freedoms away. How can you possibly have a young girl that you're saying is the victim of something as heinous as this and never bring her in for the jury to see? That's reprehensible. If you're truly trying to take freedom away from somebody, if you're really going to have them, and especially someone like R.Kelly, who's a known figure in the entertainment community, who has millions of dollars at stake, think about that. He could have lost millions upon millions of dollars in endorsement, and the government has a responsibility to prove its case. Yet they don't call the young girl in. I'm not here to denigrate real violence. I'm tired of real violence. I'm not here to denigrate sexual assault. I'm tired of seeing people sexually assaulted. These women out here need a voice for them. There's no question about it. But that's not what we were there for. We were there to determine whether or not the government could prove if Robert was the individual who did this to a particular young girl. Now that's what happened in the case. And the jurors came out and said it afterwards. See, what happened here is they brought in 18 or 19, right out here in Oak Park, witnesses that came in and said, I know her, and she was beautiful, and she was a lovely young girl, and for someone to do these things to her is terrible. And I started cross-examining each and every one of them. Not hard, but very, very, very softly. Tell me what you knew about her. And they went through and told her this is a lovely girl, wonderful girl, great girl. And then you see the tape, and that's a girl doing, if you watch it, that's the young girl doing some very adult, nasty thing that couldn't be the same. And then for the government not to come in and bring her in here and at least show them to her, at the end of the case, when I stood up in my closing argument, I stood right in the well of the jury room, of the audience, and I asked the jury, they're asking you to convict him of doing this to this individual. Now look in this audience. Is she here? Is she here? And if you don't know, because they didn't bother bringing her in, how can you convict a man of something as heinous as this? And the jury understood that. There's a responsibility, government, and that's one of the problems with our people, and I see it day in and day out. They don't take that seriously. That government has a responsibility to us. They work for us, man. We don't live for them. Government's supposed to be there to protect us. When you talk about a congressional seat, that's our seat. That ain't Ted Cruz's seat. When you talk about a state's attorney, that ain't a state's attorney's seat. That's our seat. And when you talk about prosecuting a man for crimes that he's been charged with, man, those prosecutors are our prosecutors. And they better darn well make sure that they can prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt, because it's our citizenship that we're talking about. And that's why I think R.Kelly's a very important case. Not because of the salaciousness and the dirtiness. That's what people want to talk about. But when you really start understanding the fundamental nature of what we are talking about when it comes to our legal system, this is too important to be cavalier. This is too important to take in a facetious manner. And that, so when people always ask me about art, and then I start preaching, and it's, man, I don't want to hear all that, man, I don't want to hear all that. So if you don't want to hear all that, I understand that. But that's the fundamental truth of who and what we have to understand where we are and we should be about.
What does it take to unconfuse the world about R. Kelly? Clips like that. Clips like that. I mean, because, this man was a attorney that represented him in 2008. And he spoke about how it was an honor to represent him. And, and how he thanked them for trusting and believing in him to be added to his legal team at that time. And the thing about it is, yes, I know times have changed, and I know that certain organizations have made people change their mindsets. Now, let's just put this out there for a moment. What's the difference between the Me Too organization and Black Lives Matter? Well, we learned not too long ago that whole Black Lives Matter was a scam. It was a scam. Do you even see any Black Lives Matter protests? As a matter of fact, I just had y'all guys know, and if you don't, you can go back and you can watch it yourself. I just did an interview with a neighbor. Listen to what I'm about to say. With a neighbor that experienced and witnessed a Black young mother life being taken from what appeared to be a racist elderly lady. Where was Black Lives Matter at for that? So what do you guys think the Me Too organization was? What do you think that the Mute R. Kelly campaign was for? What do you think all these other groups that formed out here and turned into teams and stuff like that out here on social media, what you think all of that was for? common sense was the basis for everything, and people seem to go away from it to look at how easy it is to create a narrative and turn it into content. As you continue to see all kinds of fake news stretched across social media. It's really wicked. It's a really wicked situation. I hope and can't wait for the day that this brother prevails against everything that has been thrown up against him, because he deserves it. Um, to try to talk about him and try to separate the man from the art and all that, man, yo, stop. Like, that's just the weirdest scenario in the world. Yes, the things that this brother was accused of, is it weird? Is it horrendous? Yes, it is. But it doesn't mean that he did it. And the part to where people should use their common sense is seeing the repeated fake news being made up on him daily. That should unlock your common sense to know, yo, this brother has been locked up for fake news since 2019. You guys heard clips in how people invested money in the storylines with this thing dealing with R. Kelly with them bigger networks. So asked the question earlier. This is a guesstimation. How much money you think has been made since R. Kelly been incarcerated versus how much was spent to target him? And not only was he targeted, I find it very, very amusing, regardless if you like this man or not. The president was targeted too. And we saw all those things play out through the media. As a matter of fact, I don't understand. Let me tell you something. With the president being involved in a RICO case himself down in Georgia, I just find it crazy how the most of the public knows of his felony record. And I mean, I understand that there's other things that's going on within the government and stuff like that, but being a voice for the people out here that has those type of things on their record should be one of the missions for the president. Because if he can do it, that means others should be able to do it too. And I ain't talking about just running for president. I'm talking about simply just being able to go and fill out an application for a job and ain't got to worry about if they're going to be denied. But I say all that to say that it was really, really weird to know that one guy who's connected with a lot of other people played a real, real instrumental part in between the president and R. Kelly. And he wasn't talked about a lot. And when it comes down to the scheme of things that he was on, you could see how those schemes have duplicated out here amongst us through social media and the media too. So don't get upset with me, baby. Don't get upset with me. Because why was it so important for Michael Avenatti to pressure then state attorney Kim Foxx to bring charges against R. Kelly? Have you see people ain't asking the right questions? R. Kelly got questions. You should have some questions.
Brad, R. Kelly's attorney is claiming that Michael Avenatti pressured Fox to file charges in this case. He's citing Avenatti's comments about R. Kelly that were allegedly recorded by the FBI.
In January, Chicago's top prosecutor Kim Fox made a public call for R. Kelly accusers to contact her office.
Please come forward.
A month later, Michael Avenatti came forward saying that he was turning over a new tape allegedly showing Kelly sexually abusing a 14-year-old girl. In light of Avenatti's indictment and Fox's controversial connection to the Jussie Smollett case, R. Kelly attorney Steve Greenberg says the relationship between Fox and Avenatti needs to be more closely examined.
They got in bed with Avenatti, and Avenatti is toxic. Everything he touches seems to blow up, and that's what's going to happen here.
Greenberg cited Avenatti's recent federal indictment for allegedly attempting to extort millions from footwear and apparel giant Nike. Charging documents in the case say that the FBI recorded Avenatti talking about the case against R. Kelly, saying that 10% of it is actually going to be true. Greenberg said Avenatti's involvement has polluted the case against Kelly. Avenatti responded on Twitter today, saying in part, "The only thing that has polluted the R. Kelly case is Steve Greenberg and R. Kelly's never-ending expletive." Today, a Cook County judge did not rule on a motion to preserve communications to and from Avenatti to the state's attorney's office, witnesses, and their attorneys.
Especially where someone can just hit a button and delete it.
Because he wanted to review it. But the state's attorney's office says they already comply with requirements to preserve those records. Former federal and state prosecutor Stephen Block said that because Avenatti handed the alleged sex tape over to prosecutors, he could be considered a potential witness. If messages between Avenatti and Fox actually exist, Greenberg and the rest of Kelly's defense team should be able to get their hands on them.
As a defense attorney, it doesn't surprise me that he would go belt and suspenders, that he would file a motion to get before the judge, even if he knows that the state's aware of its obligations to preserve these materials and produce them.
And the state's attorney's office told me they had no comment because this matter involves pending litigation. Kelly was supposed to appear in court this morning, but Greenberg told the judge that he was sick. He's required to appear at his next hearing on May 7th. Live in the newsroom, Megan Hickey, CBS 2.
This call is from a federal prison. This call is from
Robert Kelly.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
I got 2 minutes. Let's go.
First, I wanna thank my fans for being the realest. Now let's get down to business on this breezy remix. Had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. It's questions on my mind. It's questions on my mind. You're still selling my music, making all this money. Don't even send shit to my books for commentary, no. Though I'm in this place, I know I don't deserve this. There's questions on my mind. There's questions on my mind. Did I build you up? Build you up when I wrote you all those years? How you not gonna show me love? Show me love. And I'm not talking about no cheat. Tell me who's getting all my checks? Where's my money at? Tell me who's getting paid for my crime? All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in the R and sweating is killing me and myself, making me all of damn it. Tell me who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of my residuals? I just need to know. Tell me who. They just called Rick. I gotta go.
Damn. I'm sitting here talking and y'all ain't hear me say nothing. Anyway, man, I think it's a shame to know that it seemed like the government has put together a scheme to work with different outlets, different media outlets, and take actual people's charges that have been convicted of these type of crimes that R. Kelly was targeted with, and place them on a celebrity and really run with a narrative to make the public believe it. You got to look at the time frame and when they did these things. Again, it was a point in time when we went through what was called the COVID era, where most of the country was restricted. It was a travel ban. People was in the house. There was a lot going on. Election season. There was a lot going on. But what was the reason why Michael Avenatti was pressuring Kim Fox to bring charges against R. Kelly? I would think it would be the same motive of why he was pressing the issue with the president. Because it seemed like Michael Avenatti was on assignment himself. And many of you may know that he was trying to run for president in 2020. He had hopes to go run against Donald Trump, which eventually it was Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Something happened. I can't put my finger on it, but something happened. As many of you may know now, Michael Avenatti is incarcerated. What is he incarcerated for, Rated R? Don't worry, I'll show you.
Mr. Avenatti describes himself as, quote, attorney, advocate, fighter for good, unquote. But the allegations in this case describe something different. A corrupt lawyer who instead fights for his own selfish interests.
The federal complaint alleges Michael Avenatti pocketed the entire $1.6 million initial payout in a 2018 intellectual property case without giving his client his or her portion of the money. The complaint also alleges Avenatti gave a bank in Georgia fake personal income tax returns, claiming he made more than $14 million in 2011 through 2013, while the IRS says Avenatti didn't file any income tax returns in those years.
All of these acts were taken to support his lavish lifestyle, which included a venture into a car racing company, a lifestyle which is estimated to exceed over $200,000 a month, the rental of a Newport Beach home at $100,000 per month, and the ownership of a $5 million Laguna Beach home.
Michael Avenatti was taken into custody in New York today, where a separate criminal case has been filed against him. This one involves allegations he tried to extort Nike. The complaint says Avenatti was threatening to hold a news conference to go public with allegations that Nike employees were providing illegal payments to the families of high school athletes. The New York complaint alleges Avenatti agreed not to hold the news conference if Nike would pay him and an associate between $15 and $25 million to conduct an internal investigation for the sports apparel company.
A suit and tie doesn't mask the fact that at its core, this was an old-fashioned shakedown.
Now, CBS News is reporting the person only identified as co-conspirator number one in the New York case is actually the notable defense attorney Mark Garagos here in Los Angeles. I spoke to his office. They told me they are making no comment today. Meantime, we've also placed requests for a comment from Michael Avenatti's office. They also are not responding. Live in downtown Los Angeles, Randy Page.
How much do you want to bet that he is a good reason on why a lot of the scheming and scamming is going on? Especially when it comes down to high profile individuals. Either you had networks adopt that scheme, or he is a part of it still in the shadows. And the reason why I'm saying that part is because he don't get talked about a lot. He do not get talked about a lot. For the president to have went through a trial earlier this year with that Stormy Daniels lady, adult film star now, who was being represented by Michael Avenatti at the time when she was pressing Donnie. I mean, it was confirmed that he represented another lady that went up against uh, Justice Brett Kavanaugh. So, I mean, are you using your common sense yet? I know it might still be early. It's still morning time, Central Time, and over there, Pacific. But you know, it's afternoon over here on the Totally Unrated channel. So you know, we're still rated R in the morning for y'all, but it's still rated R show, baby. Why is it that people that were in connection with Michael Avenatti had a similar background as his? Frauding, extorting, and stuff like that. Matter of fact, the guy that claimed to be a crisis manager for R.Kelly was friends, seen, having dinner with him and everything. Michael Avenatti was seen to be best friends with Gayle King. Not even she brought any information to the platform when he got in trouble. Other reporters did, but not her. So let's just take it back to 2014 when y'all was running a seminar. Yeah, a S trafficking seminar. What was that about? What was the assignment? What was the agenda? Because see, everything that has gone against R. Kelly, it didn't just happen overnight. It was an agenda that was put together and orchestrated what seemed to be very well. I mean, hell, after being acquitted on all 14 accounts in 2008, it seemed like just a few years later down the road is when you guys started, you know, trying to put a plan in motion. I'm talking about across the board. And you got to see that this is not making it racial, but I got to keep it real with y'all. There seems to be a black agenda and a white agenda. And then, you know, anything in between. But when it comes down to the reports of Caucasian high profile figures that was accused of things, you didn't get that backlash like that with them. You didn't get a whole lot of riffraff when it came down to them. But as soon as a black entertainer or a black high profile individual gets hit with some allegations, oh, here comes everybody, your grandma, your mama, the auntie, the grandkids, everybody's coming. So you can see that there's some type of agenda in place. I just think that it's really sick to know that our own people are running this game on each other and really thinking that it's funny or cool. And it ain't nothing cool about it. It's really not. If you got to tell a lie on somebody just to get a paycheck, you might as well go on and work at McDonald's. And hell, they probably wouldn't even want you there because you probably going to lie on a coworker. But if you paid attention to those news clips that I put, that you seen, Miss Clary told the world the absolute truth. And it was nothing coached about the responses that she was giving to Gayle King. Nothing. Those was natural reaction responses. Now, the network of niggas that's been out here on YouTube was coaching her on some other shit, coaching her on what to say in that damn courtroom. Yeah, yeah. Why was that? After she told the world exactly what they were doing to R. Kelly. And you know, when I think about it, all this shit could be made up. Because at the end of the day, R. Kelly is a very, very smart motherfucker. Again, I'm gonna break it down to you like this. You're not gonna acknowledge the man being a genius from a musical standpoint and then try to pick him apart because of a dyslexia or something like that. Nah, best believe this brother from a spiritual standpoint is probably light years ahead. And I respect that. I respect that because at the end of the day, for someone who has already conquered the challenges through the world with a 30 plus year career in music and dealing with the things that comes with the industry and stuff like that, I mean, shit, you can't stop shit from happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a situation where it's out of your control. It is what it is, and you can see that a person like Robert Kelly is playing the long game and relying on his faith, and also the people the honest people that are truly fighting him for his freedom. Because at the end of the day, man, it is really weird to know that a lot of money was spent into targeting this man You know what I mean? And then to come away and knowing that it seemed like many have made a lot of money off of this man, not just through his career, but even while he has been incarcerated. I mean, that shit right there is crazy on so many different levels. So many different levels, man. So, hey, y'all did it, not me. Hopefully you'll take a look in the mirror and see yourself for who you are, and you can simply just confess to your mess. I mean, but y'all done made it so daggone messy. Even some of y'all think y'all are light years ahead. Yeah, okay. Okay. Keep saying that to yourself. Keep saying it to yourself. And Tasha K, I don't know what your real angle is. I see you got a lot of people sipping that wine. But you have been going through so many experiences with people filing lawsuits against you because of that mouth and the information you putting out there on them. At this point, it's good to really address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is you knowing that you create narratives and diversions of people's livelihoods. And you spent a good portion of that when it came down to R. Kelly. Now, what I can't understand is how you become delusional, acting like you ain't involved in something when you know you are. The only thing I can say, boo boo, is continue to enjoy your freedom while you can, unless you got an escape plan. Because I see some of y'all that have a real good connection with the motherland. And I'm trying to tell you right now, you ain't gotta be faking it to make it. And some of y'all have. And I can almost guarantee you that you stay up day in and day out throughout the nights losing sleep to come up with all kinds of stories and narratives to bring to your platform for these audiences to just drink that damn wine. But I'm telling you, as we getting ready to approach a new year, I really believe some of y'all's time is running out. You may not think it, but as long as people keep calling y'all out on the shit that y'all doing, something gotta give. Cause that shit ain't entertainment no more. Y'all really playing with people's lives. And y'all think that shit is cool. Y'all enjoyed the show last night? I hope y'all did. I hope y'all did.
Here's a story.
It's like it's contagious out here, man. They be fiending for that fake news. It's contagious. Good morning. I said it's contagious, man. It is contagious for real. I mean, it is contagious.
It was a story. It was.
It's rated R in the morning, baby.
It was a story about a man coming in and found his woman in bed with. Well, listen.
It's 2 a.m. just getting in, about to check my message. No one is called but my homies and some bill collectors. Cellular ring, somebody wants to borrow money. I two-way her, she don't hit me back, something is funny. So I called her mother's house and asked her had she seen my baby. I rolled my six around looking for that missing lady. Got back in, turned the TV on and caught the news. Then I put my hand on my head, cause I'm so confused. And then I turned the TV down, cause I thought I heard a squeaky sound. Something's going on upstairs, yeah, cause I know nobody else lives here. As I get closer to the stairways, all I hear, and then I hear my baby's voice in my ear, screaming out, "You're contagious, touch me, baby, give me what you got." Then a man said, "Sexy lady, drive me crazy, drive me wild." All I heard was my baby's voice, "You're contagious, touch me, baby, touch me, give me what you got." Sexy lady, then I heard another man, "Drive me crazy, drive me wild." And I just can't believe this shit. I ran downstairs, looked in the closet, looking for that. Said a prayer, cause only God knows what I'm gonna do. What I saw was enough to drive a preacher wild. I'm in the hall, contemplating, not in my own damn house. Who would have thought she was creeping with another man? The download happening to me all over again. And then I turned the TV down, cause I know I heard a squeaky sound. Something going on up there upstairs, cause I know and no one else lives here. As I get closer to the stairways, all I hear, and then I hear my baby's voice in my ear, screaming, "You're contagious, touch me, baby, give me what you got." Then a man said, "Sexy lady, drive me crazy, drive me wild." All I can do is hear them say, "You're contagious, touch me, baby, give me what you got." Sexy lady, drive me crazy, drive me wild. Oh, I can't believe this shit. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home?
Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your case.
Girl, I'm about to have a fit.
Oh, it's about to be some shit. Out did I get into this? Should've never came home with this bitch.
You low down dirty woman, back to where you come from.
But baby, wait.
But wait, my ass hit the street, your ass is grand.
Now, Mr. Biggs, before you're done.
Wait, how you know my name, son?
Honey, wait, I was gonna tell you.
Move, this cat looks real familiar. Now don't I know you from somewhere a long time ago?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel I know you, brother, very well.
No, you're mistaking me for somebody else.
Shut up! Can't you see two men are talking? I told you us to get to walking. Now I think y'all better leave this place, 'cause I'm about to catch a case. You're contagious. Touch me, baby. Give me what you got. That's what she said. Sexy lady, drive me crazy, drive me wild. And then he replied, you're contagious. Touch me, baby. Touch me. Give me what you got. Give me what you got. Sexy lady, drive me crazy, drive me wild. Yeah. I should have known from the shopping Touch me, baby. Give me that's what you got. And you smile at me. Sexy and make it love, girl. Drive me crazy. Drive me. I can tell how you set my eye.
Man, I'm over here. I got this daggone wake and bake going up right now. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to get my grub on. Hey, I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your Saturday. You know, hey, I ain't doing nothing laid back chilling. Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Go grub on something.
Damn, I'm so hungry.
Because that's what I'm about to do.
Plus, I'm late. What time is it? I'll tell you what.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning and the club is over. Shorty, let's go get our grub on. I had way too much to drink and I need to get sober. So let's go get our grub on. Baby, let's get out of here. I know a place not far from here that I can get that grub on. Said my stomach's growling so crazy. Would you please feed me, baby? Girl, let me get my grub on. No cheese, take a rib. I don't have a taste for that. I don't want pancakes or bacon. I don't have a taste for that. Girl, I want something fulfilling. That's gonna fill my appetite. Girl, you're the only one that can make it alright. You be my IHOP, baby. Can I place my order? Food in here is crazy. 24 hours. Round the clock you open. Baby, here's a tip. You hop on top of me, I hop on top of you. I'm thinking about going for seconds, maybe some dessert. Yeah. Girl, I'm still trying to get my grub on. And when I taste your coffee with sugar and cream, this spot is where I belong. Cake and whipped cream so divine, I could eat here all the time. Is there a doggy bag I could take home? Telling you if you ain't tasted, think you better call your waitress. Cause IHOP's open to the early morning. No food case, no salads. I don't have a taste for that, no. With a balance, something that can satisfy me. I want something fulfilling that's gonna take care of my cravings. So girl, tell me, can you feed me? Can I place my order? Food in here is crazy. Ooh, 24 hours. Baby, here's the tip. You hop on top of me while I hop on top of you. I like that blueberry syrup. I like that strawberry syrup. Now, baby, lay your body down. Let me lick it all now, baby, let's get you. Don't need a plate to get a good meal. Let me show you, girl, it's real. But it's gonna be just me and you. We gon' grow till we're full. So tell me it's cool. Will you be my eye? Could it be my eye? Whoa. And here is crazy. 24 hours. Round the clock you oh, baby, here's a tip. You hop on top of me. I hop on top of you. You'll be my eye, baby. Can I place my order? The food in here is crazy. That's 24 hours. Round the clock you open. I'll give you a big tip. You hop on top of me. I hop on top of you. Now give me that rooty tooty, that fresh and fruity, that big old booty. Now come and do me.
What do I look like to you? I look like a fool to you? Shit.
I was on my way to getting close to you until you flipped the script on me. Another personality. I was just that close to putting carrots in your way until I peeped your card. Now you're through before you start. I was just a touch away from playing the fool for you till you lost my trust. Till you lost my trust. Now I got the baddest thing on just a touch. I was just a touch away. Ooh, playing the fool for you till you lost my trust. And now I've got the baddest thing on up there. You were almost in, about to take you home with me until you opened up my eyes and showed me your other side. You were inches from the goal, just about to take control. Now that I know it was all a night, I got to get that bracelet back. I was just a touch, oh, just a touch. And a fool for you, and a fool. Lost my trust, lost my trust. Now I got the baddest thing on up. I was just a touch away from playing touch away for you till you lost my trust. Lost my trust. Now I got the baddest thing on up, babe.
What make you think you can lie to me?
Did you lie to me? Yeah.
And get away with it?
Come back down.
Come back down to reality.
Reality.
Of the love.
You just don't get it. I was just a touch away. Touch away. Playing the fool for you till you lost my trust. Till you lost my trust. Now I got the baddest thing on up. I was just a touch away. Just a touch. Playing the fool for you till you lost my trust. Till you lost my trust. Now I got the baddest thing on up. I don't trust you, baby. Touch away. Playing the fool for you till you lost my trust. Till you lost my trust. Now I got the baddest thing on up. Had me nibbling like the rat do cheese when all the time you was just trying to trap me. Closer and closer and closer to me. Trying to get with it like the ground and trees. Now wanna get tight like the harmonies. All you wanna do is just scheme, scheme, scheme. Riding in my gator, sitting on them things. Drinking and smoking up all my. I was just a touch, just a